Go Bucs, go Bucs. Go Bucs, go Bucs. First and goal, we gotta tough it out. Get in the end zone and call a hot route. O-line of beast, might win the streak and have Humphreys run right underneath. You know it's Bucs ball, we got the hardest D. Bring the pressure to the QB, you know it's routine. We got hard grease. Welcome to Tampa, welcome to Tampa. Go Bucs, go Bucs. Reppin' for my team. Go Bucs, go Bucs. You know we want the ring. Go Bucs, go Bucs. Welcome to the Bay. Go Bucs, go Bucs. Tune in with buccaneers. Bucs back, we can run a toss. Mike Evans looking like Randy Moss, and Jameis making play after play. On the defense, you can't stop Levante. On my boy McCoy, who you can't avoid. At the Raymond James, you about to feel the pain. If you a Bucs fan, make a lot of noise. If you a Bucs fan, make a lot of noise. Go Bucs, go Bucs.
Can you feel that thing that's oozing out your doggone hand? That thing that's beating your doggone chest right now.
Here we go now. Here we go now. It's Buccaneer Blake doing a live stream, 'cause it was a dream. It was like magic in the dream team, making this a reality, doing it like it wasn't. I don't know. That's why I'm not an R&B singer. Anyway, welcome back to a live stream of Buccaneer Blake Sports with your host, Buccaneer Blake himself. Now, 2 weeks, man. These past 2 weeks, the only statement that could come to my mind the past 2 weeks is what I said before: the will to win. The will to win. Once you have that, I think everything else falls into place, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go roll down the stats before I get into my thoughts and the breaking point and all that other good stuff. Alright, Russell Wilson, 17 for 33, 151 yards, 2 INTs, no passing touchdowns. He did, though, have 8 carries for 80 yards, no touchdowns. The only other closest back that rushed was Thomas Rawls for 12 carries for 38 yards. Jameis Winston, 21 for 28. Only 7 incompletions, and one of those were a pick. 220 yards, 7.9 yards average, 2 touchdowns, and that stupid pick he threw in the fourth quarter trying to force it to Mike Evans, when he just should have threw the check down to Cameron Brate. Not only would have not gotten the first down, it was first down or second down, and it would have wasted more clock. That's the more part I was interested in. But you got the touchdown to play before, and it got called back. You kind of got that touchdown taste in your mouth, but he just still wanted it and tried to force the pass. Anyway, Doug Martin, 23 yards, 23 carries, 87 yards, and that crucial fumble in the fourth quarter. Peyton Barber, everybody else had minimum carries. Jimmy Graham, I think, had 6 receptions, 67 yards, and that critical fumble. We'll get back to that. Mike Evans again coming through. 8 receptions, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns. One coming on the safety and the other one coming on a guy like Richard Sherman. It was a bittersweet game. I've always admired Seattle and Pete Carroll for what he's done for that team. A lot of those players are undrafted players that he's turned into stars in this league, and that can only happen by putting people in positions that can be successful. Again, I use the terminology, football is life. You put people in positions to be successful. Doesn't that just sound like your real life? You put yourself in position to be successful. He puts people in position to be successful. Crazy how those things keep working together. Russell Shepard came up with a couple catches. Cameron Brate, 4 receptions, 49 yards. The story of the tape was Robert Aguayo missed that 50-yarder. I just barely missed it. It was a 50-yarder. I'm glad he's getting more confident and he's taking his time with his kicks. Whereas Quan had his thing. We had 6 sacks this game. Quan had a sack. Spence had 1.5. Shared one with Gerald McCoy. They both had 1.5 sacks that game. Robert Ayers got one. Ryan Russell got one. Yeah, Ryan Russell, another guy coming off the thing. I'll get back to Ryan Russell again later on. Okay, so once I'm through the boring stuff, going through the stats and all that, let's move in. Now, you know me, I break down game tape. And when I watch the tape, we sacked or turned over the ball on the Seattle Seahawks every drive in the first half. Every drive. It was either sack or a turnover. Every drive, yep, including going into the second quarter. I think going to the second quarter we had a sack on every possession, and then going to the second quarter I think there was an interception with Arthur Werner. Now being on that, what's the guy's name I just said? Hold on. Oh yeah, Ryan Russell. On that play, he threw the pick to Arthur Werner when he tried to throw it to Tyler Lockett on I guess it was like a break-in route. You kind of go to the hash and you bend back in, you throw the ball around the angle. Just Vernon was reading it the whole time. Russell Wilson doesn't get that play. Russell Wilson makes that bad throw because Ryan Russell came off of the right side unblocked and Russell Wilson felt rushed. You can't see that stuff on the tape, but what had happened was, here's the offensive tackle, here's Jimmy Graham, and then here was Ryan Russell all the way outside of Jimmy Graham. Came off the end, the tackles never accounted for him. He came free. Ryan Russell kind of anticipated something coming back his way because you usually don't come free like that without something else coming back your way. And then Russell felt the pressure from him, forced the ball off with his feet not being set, and it was picked off by Arthur Werner. Good job for him. My condolences to the loss of his father. I can't imagine what that feels like. Eventually, I'm going to have to go through it on both ends. My parents are older. It is something I'm just I don't know, I'm going to have to deal with at the moment. I probably MIA for a while. Especially watching I was pretty devastated when my grandmother died. And then I didn't show a lot of people. I take a lot of stuff inside, which I think was detrimental to my health for a while that I never sought treatment for. But so I said before, you guys get your checkups and stuff. It's important to you because you know you can find out things that stuff was wrong with you and that you never knew what was wrong with you until you go see help. Anyway, like I said, I couldn't imagine, losing your father in such, in your life. Even though you know it's going to happen eventually, you just always think that they're going to live forever. I guess our generation, the generation after us, you tend to think that everything's for granted, nothing's ever going to happen. Just so you think everything will always stay the same, and it doesn't. As much as things change, the much as they stay the same, as that saying goes. Anyway, let's go down to quarters. Seattle really didn't get nothing going the first half. Really, there was nothing but sacks and turnovers and bad penalties going on their way. Missed throws. Everything was off for Russell Wilson. He's really earning every dollar that he's getting with that terrible offensive line. Noah Spence was looking like he was in college, beating offensive linemen off the first step, getting pressure. You don't always have to get sacks, just getting pressure is enough. And that's what happened with these turnovers. Third quarter, they started getting the little things going a little bit. Robert Guile missed that field goal, would have put us up, 17-5. That's stupid. To put us in the 5 situation, it was a field goal. That field goal came off of the safety. The safety came from a good stop that pinned us deep. Should have never had Cameron Brate blocking Cliff Aver off the end to begin with, let alone a 5-step drop, relying on him to actually lay down pressure. The whole landed the first down pass to Mike Evans, but that should have never happened to begin with. That situation, you put him in a losing situation there, the team lost because we took a safety and they got the ball back and then got 3 points out of it, which made it 5, which they could have been 0. We went down in the fourth quarter. I think that fumble off of Doug Martin started sparking their. The fumble happened because Martin was switching hands in the hole and he just didn't secure the ball and it fumbled. I wanted to make sure it wasn't a mess up in the exchange. It was like his Winston opened in his offhand and then Martin faked to the hole to the right and then came back to the left hole, which was there. He just didn't secure the ball and he lost it, which was a nice game. It was like a 7-yard game. He came down, but let me get to the breaking point before I get to that. The breaking point was Jimmy Graham's catch that came down to go in to score that they thought they were scoring. Vernon Hargreaves upended Jimmy Graham, and then Levante David and I believe Bradley McDougall came in and laid hits in there as well, or Levante David laid hits and punched the ball out, and you can hear Vernon Hargreaves was mic'd up that game. Vernon, if you watch this, please stop that damn screaming, boy. Sound like a little girl screaming the whole time. I get it, you're having fun, you're playing Seattle, blah, 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 blah. At least it sound a little more manly when you do it. Sound like a man. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah, if you watch it, check it out. Locker room speech by the team. Locker room speech by the team, by both Winston and Dirk Cutter was pretty nice. As I told you, you can't always look at things at the end result. You have to look at things as the travel to where you're at. That goes again, you go to things in your life as well as things in the football. But what I mean is, like I said, you're getting to watch something special with Jameis Winston. Everybody just thinks it's just the end of it all. I've said this before and I've rambled about it before, but I want people to really think about it. You have to enjoy the ride and enjoy the progressions that this is going through. If you sat through this team for these years, you've seen what it's like not having a franchise quarterback, being in your entire division at least for the past 5 years. For the past 5 years, you're both longer than that, maybe 10 years now. Yeah, I think Matt Ryan's been in there that long. Drew Brees, Cam Newton, it's been that long. We'll just say under 10 years at least, right around that cusp. That our entire division has had franchise quarterbacks in there, but us, and we kept trying to find our way, and kept trying to find our way, and kept trying to find our way. And then we finally, Lovie Smith came in. We had a terrible season. We drafted Jameis Winston. We drafted a whole bunch of offensive players, our linemen, 2 linemen, and then look where we are. Our line is one of the solid points in this team. And a couple of years back, our offensive line was the worst, the most disgusting line in the league. And you got a quarterback now, and he throws for 4,000 yards. He's on the brink of throwing for 4,000 yards again. All he needs is 220 yards these next couple of games. Well, yeah, week 13, so these next 4 games, 17 weeks. These next 4 games, 3 games, and he throws for 4,000 yards again. But what I'm trying to say is that everybody tries to move so fast, and you want to see the end result so fast that we all just don't take time and enjoy the things that are happening now, with the things that are going on now. And that's in football and in life. Again, I keep tying the 2 in because they matter. And that's how you look at it, and you just enjoy it as it goes on. You enjoy times of you being with somebody growing up, all the way to you guys getting married, having a family together, to the end watching your grandkids, and then your life's over. So football is a little bit different in aspect, but what I mean is you get to watch the team grow. You get to watch that baby move up and grow, and then it could be for another 15 years or however long Jameis Winston decides to stay until we move on to the next baby and watch that grow with this team. But like I said, I'm just enjoying the ride. All I want is them to be as competitive. I want to see progression each week. That's really where I'm at with that. Like again, it's really hard to go on about stuff when you lose games. I thought the play calling was good. I thought everything was pretty decent for the most part. With this team, it was a good win. I enjoyed the game very much. I enjoyed watching Seattle Seahawks. I enjoyed watching my team play. I enjoyed watching the fans support their team, making the team feel like that they mattered. I know some of the guys are there, they're just collecting paychecks, but there's some guys that actually care and want to play for this town. With all that being said, let me move on to Q&A. Q&A. Well, where we at? Shane, welcome to the show. George, yep, bought Saints tickets. I'll see you at the game. I'll be tailgating. Hopefully, I'm going to try to get some sleep and then get out there. It's a 4 o'clock game, so I get extra time to sleep. I'm going to talk about my Gator. I like him. He's a good corner, but he's just screaming like a little girl. Oh yeah. Well, I just got my Tar Heels hat, showing some love, even though they're not playing an ACC championship. I appreciate the past 2 seasons that they put together, and hopefully they do more. That's why I'm just wearing my Tar Heels hat, showing them some support. Yeah, Ricky, it's life situations. It's, like I said, it's football. You got a little girl that plays. It's team camaraderie. Playing with people, building relationship with people. I think the world has gotten away from that. That the world has turned into a bunch of selfish bastards. No, excuse me, I really don't like cursing, especially when I'm broadcasting. It's just turned into a selfish world. It's all about yourself. Like iPhones and all that, everything is I. There's no we. There's everybody talks about, making a change and doing that. Maybe somebody else should do it, but why couldn't it be you? Why has it got to be somebody else? And people don't. It's just people don't want to do anything until it exactly affects your life, until it affects somebody that you care about. Then you care, but at that point it's too late. When you had a chance to do something to begin with, you didn't. I saw a disturbing video on a guy Tony Sotomayor watch, and he has some good points and some stuff. I just like to watch, just see his viewpoint on stuff. I saw a video, 2 girls beating up one girl on the bus, and she is calling for help, and the people on the bus just don't do anything. And there's 2 females threatening the people on the bus to actually say stop, and then they just don't do anything. And she was getting beat up and pushed to the other side, and another person said stop coming near me. It says she's trying to defend herself from these hits to her face. It's just, like I said before, like, it's just sometimes I don't know, just want anybody to just stand up and make a difference. If I get a chance, I'll try to do my best myself. We all got to hold ourselves to a higher standard. I said I'm not even on the president thing anymore. It wasn't even about getting elected. It wasn't even about being racist, voting for Trump and all that other stuff. It was just the American standard. Not like, let's say American people standard. Just I don't think we hold ourselves high anymore about what standards are in the world. We just go, oh yeah, that's how it goes. Really? I don't know. That's just where I was at with it. But thanks guys. Thanks for watching. I'm talking about the Chargers. I didn't even get into the Chargers. I got into the breaking point by Jimmy Grant's home with the Chargers game. That was a game I was going to go on to, but I never got in touch with my buddy Steve. I know he was in a bit of trouble with the law, and I wonder if he's, incarcerated right now. I haven't heard from him. But Steve, if you see this video, please hit me up and let me know how you're doing. The Chargers game is a game we can get. The past 2 games at Arrowhead, I was kind of worried with the past situation. When I knew Marcus Peters and Jeremy Maclin weren't going to be in the game, I kind of knew we had a chance with Kansas City. Kansas City is a methodical offense, mid passes, not really deep throws. Line is pretty mediocre. We came in and stole that game at home. At their home, I said, then we play Seattle next week. Well, I was worried again. I chalked it up. What it was. I just wanted to stand in there and fight toe to toe with a giant. They stood tall, fought toe to toe with a giant, and came out and won. David beat Goliath. It happens. Seattle had some injuries, blase. But at the end of the day, you still have to win. You have to win the games that you meant to win. We had a lot of injuries too. Both had starting quarterbacks. As far as I'm concerned, you should have did whatever you had to do. They had the same Seattle had the same line all season. They were winning games with it, and so did we, and we lost games with ours. It is what it is. Those were 2 big games that came through. Now we're over 500 at 6-5. 2 games back from Atlanta. Atlanta 7-4. Game back from Atlanta. Atlanta 7-4. We're 6-5. What other two Saints right behind us at 5-6. And so we'll see where we're at. Get this win Sunday in San Diego. Alex, enjoy yourself out there in San Diego, you little prick. Can you tell me about your away games? The Arizona and San Diego game. Hopefully they don't lose, because when you go out there, it's bad luck when you went to Arizona. Enjoy yourself, my friend, and we'll end this as we always do, people. You're the master of everything. What you do with your life, what you do with it, is entirely up to you. Thank you. God bless. Go Bucs.
And we still East Coast. Yeah. Whoa. You already know it's the point. This Snoop boy scaring niggas like a Ouija board. Seeing is believing, honestly, I can't see you boys. Best to debate, I roll up and blow my verses away. They wanna know how I do it, they've been lurking for days. Still haven't figured a nigga out. Smoking out on the couch with real niggas, man, I feel like a scout. Cause all I do is trap bitches, train them up for you niggas. They come back every day and say they done with you niggas. I talk a lot of shit, but mean it in the best way. I don't fuck with you niggas, I read you like an x-ray. I can see a lot of bitch in you from your display. Watch the nuke drop from above versus DK. Your body like Miley Cyrus, nobody's just zombie virus. Mind you, I'm just a pirate, smoking get high like pilots. Man, a couple grand, I bury them in the sand. Son of Saddam, I'm bombing on niggas like it's Iran. Swoosh, yeah. I feel like Nike gave me a deal. I'm on the road, just cruising like 4 wheels. I'm a flywheel made of indestructible steel. My power can't be controlled. I'm undertaking your soul. My chokehold sick like catching a cold. Got that medication, good weed, we redefine gravitation. OG, I take off with no hesitation. I'm stacking up while you hating. And most women love me like fornication. I feel I'm real. I was on 22nd and late with the spill and some more. Saw the cops had to go. 40 seconds later, niggas rolled up, said you know. Snub nose to my dome, I was sweating the cold. Damn, I lost all my shit. My girl said get a grip, I lost all my grip. No hooks, nigga, look, if you leave your shit, I'ma take what you left, my 16s or this. It don't take much just to get your chick to strip, but that's another story. Had her on them blues, now I call her Dory. I'm on the corner with a 40 in a new category, it's new. Blow up the city and rebuild it. TV fitted, you know I killed it. Saw the house, the shit just got real and we just filmed it.